Lars Larson Show, 21 minutes after the hour, live at the Coos County Fair with our friends at KWRO. And standing in front of me is Jaynee Germond, who's running for the U.S. Congress, but not from the Democrats or from the Republicans, right?
Right.
You're libertarian.
Well, kind of, sort of. No, I'm a Constitution Party member.
Constitution Party.
I am backed by the Libertarians and the Republicans. They've both not endorsed me because of party bylaws, but they supported me and promoted me to their constituents.
The party bylaws do not allow them to support you directly.
To endorse, correct.
All right, very good. So tell people in this county why they should pick you as a representative in Congress.
Well, I'm a representative, and the word itself is a big thing. You know, I have lived the same lives that you're living every day, and I know what it's like out there paying bills, trying to put gas in the car, groceries on the table, and having our taxes taken from us to the extent that we're giving to people who aren't working and we can't pay for our own bills.
So what would you do to change that?
We need to take things back to the Constitution, which is very tightly constrained in Article 1 of Section 8 of what the duties of Congress and the government is. We've kind of gone way overboard with that to the point that we're not taking care of our own citizens, we're busy taking care of everybody else's citizens.
Well, let's talk, for example, you mentioned energy problems. Would you be a vote in favor of drilling for more oil?
We need to drill now. We've got enough oil in our land right now that we can take care of our country's sole needs by ourselves without having oil. We're giving money right now to countries that have done their like us. So we need to drill now. We also need to explore other options, but right now we need to take the price off. It's a national security issue. Since
you're a libertarian, I got to ask you about border issues. What would you do with the illegal alien problem in America?
Stop funding them. Right now we are paying for all these social programs to illegal aliens, and our own people are suffering as a result of that.
But you have to get rid of them to stop funding them, because there are currently federal laws that say you can't give welfare to illegal aliens, but it gets given to them anyway. Right,
and those are state-based, and there are states that don't do that. That's an Oregon issue. And right now our police in the state can't even ask if you're a legal citizen, and if they find out, they can't report it.
Actually, that's not entirely true, but in any case, we go on. I mean, because as long as you're accused of a crime, any crime, they can. So, in other words, it can be as simple as a traffic crime if it's not a violation. But other than that, not open borders person. Okay, very good. On the issue of trade, what would you do about trade?
Trade needs to be fair, not free. I believe we need to balance things. Right now, we've got stuff coming in from China, for example, India. There's other places where they've got slave labor, and right now with they're not being taxed. Our companies are so highly taxed right now that they don't have the option they can't compete with the prices.
So should we cut our taxes, or should we block foreign imports? Because I'm not one of those people who wants to block foreign imports, because if you look around this fairgrounds, I would say virtually all the clothing you can see on these people was bought from overseas. And if you tell them they can't buy it anymore, that hurts Americans. It doesn't help us.
I agree with you 100%. We need to cut the taxes for companies who are in America. They're being taxed out of the country is what's happening. We need to cut the taxes to the countries that are staying in America and allow them to compete with outside countries.
All right. And what about the war in Iraq? And what about wars in general? Because I've heard a lot of libertarians, including Ron Paul, say, well, we should just bring all of our forces back to America and defend our own borders. I've always thought that America can't afford to be an isolationist country and say we're going to ignore a problem till it comes to our borders.
And I'm not an isolationist, I am a non-interventionist, which the difference being, if we are threatened by someone, we need to keep that threat under control. But we need to not be going out telling all other countries how they can run their lives. You know, if we had foreign military, which we do, coming into our land now, telling us how to run our government, we'd be irate.
Well, what do we do about, for instance, Afghanistan, which seems like a great place to plan terrorist attacks against America, if we don't encourage the government of Afghanistan to do the right thing about terrorists? If we left, for example, the Taliban might take over again, and it might be another great place to stage another attack. So how do we deal with that?
And I understand that too. I think we're ignoring the issue, though, that we need to protect our borders anymore. We need to, while we're taking care of the problems we have overseas, we need to take care of, right now we've got such open borders that we can't protect from terrorists coming into our lands right now. So we're over there fighting terrorism, and our own country's coming here.
Couldn't disagree with you at all. Her name is Jaynee Germond. She is running for Congress, backed by the Republican Party and also by the Libertarians, but you are in fact a Constitution Party member. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you, Lars.
And good luck to you. 503-417-7575, 866-HEY-LARS. That's 866-439-5277. Let's go to